Yo. Shout out to everybody here in the building. We are going to skip the intro today. Breaking news for those who have not seen it. The Carolina Panthers. Where were they at, big bro? At 9?
They were
They
at number
moved
9.
down from 9 to number 1 with the Chicago Bears. Gave up 4 picks and DJ Moore to go get their future quarterback.
Woo! That was a baller ass move by the Carolina Panthers. It really was
a baller ass move. They gave up a lot. I'm gonna be honest with you. Let me read this off real quick. The Bears received the number 9 pick, a second, a first in 2024, and a second in 2025, and DJ Moore. The Bears got Claypool and DJ Moore back-to-back seasons for their young quarterback. Really, really good move for Chicago. Carolina receives the top pick. This is big, you guys, because now we have a team that was behind us at 9. Everyone knows we're at 7. And they're going up to get their quarterback of the future. Another quarterback off the board potentially for us at 7. I'm looking at it like this. I'm looking at these teams in front of us right now, man. I really don't know, bro. The Panthers are going to get a quarterback. The Texans are going to get a quarterback. The Colts are going to get a quarterback. Seattle may go get a quarterback because Geno Smith, signed that kind of Derek Carr-esque deal with Seattle. The Lions have Jared Goff. I don't know if they're sold on him yet. We may have missed out on our guy unless we move up to 3 with Arizona, but it looks as though you're going to have to give up a lot to move up in this year's draft. How do you feel about this, bro?
I feel like the mayonnaise man will low stakes Levis will be our only hope, and I'm just leaning towards the fact that you don't have to jump out the window just because you need a quarterback. If these motherfuckers are gone, you take the best player available, and or you make a move for a generational defensive talent in Jalen Carter. A lot of people are saying Jalen Carter's got to be. He is going to be draftable.
Yes,
it's a misdemeanor. He lied to the police. Whatever. They're going to like that to him, and they're going to move
Seattle and Arizona. Those are 2 teams you have to keep an eye on, though. With Will Anderson and Jalen Carter, they just moved on from JJ while he retired. Man, look, Arizona's going to need some help on that defensive line. Seattle, Pete Carroll loves to build the defense through the draft. Do you think that one of these guys do slip through the cracks to us? I mean, can it be mayonnaise?
No, bro. I don't. Like, I really feel like the king of all mayonnaise will be, the guy that's there, and or it'll be. Thank you, sweetheart. And or it'll be, fucking one of these guys that nobody's thinking about. And you can't go out there. It's more so important that you get the pick right than you go out there and jump out the fucking window and just draft a quarterback for the sake of drafting the quarterback. Because then you're in that situation that a lot of teams are in.
Yeah.
You got a guy who's making way too much money, that you have way too much invested in, that you know immediately when they come through the door is not the guy because you really didn't want him.
Yeah.
It's kind of like buying a Hyundai.
Yeah. He's stupid. Shout out to everybody here in the building. Shout out to Leo on the super. Shout out to Gio on the super. So about Caleb Williams and Drake May. Everybody knows that's next season's NFL draft where we got 2 guys coming out that are probably going to light the quarterback position on fire next season. Shout out to Gio. Shout out to Larry DM. Time to maybe reach out to Green Bay. It will not take a first-round pick or go all in on LJ. I don't think we're going to go anywhere near Lamar Jackson. I'm going to be honest with you. I think if we do make a move in free agency, we're going to bring back Stidham. I think that's the first thing we do. But I'm going to be honest, y'all. This Jimmy G noise sounds like it's real. I don't know if we're going to go out and get Jimmy G and have him be that bridge guy for us. But at this point, if we're going to miss out on these 4 quarterbacks, if Levis has gone off the board, if CJ Stroud, which I think he's going to go number 1 now to Carolina, I think we both talked about that on the phone. Unless Carolina wants to do the whole experiment, Cam Newton 2.0 with Anthony Richardson, I don't know. But I'm assuming that Bryce Young has gone to the Texans. I'm assuming maybe at that point the Colts take Anthony Richardson or Will Levis. And that leaves, could you imagine Seattle drafting AR-15 and having him learn behind Geno Smith? That's
Yeah, man. Look,
interesting.
I can definitely see that. Pete Carroll has always been a guy who can develop players.
Yeah.
He's always been. He's a player's coach. He's an offensive guy. He understands. I
Mhm.
the thing that the Raiders are in a really weird spot, right? Because everybody's top four in a draft board. It might look a little different to others,
Yes.
but I think that it's pretty boilerplate this year.
Yeah. No, I
Bryce
agree.
Young, Carter, C.J. Stroud. You know what I mean? And then Will Anderson.
Mm-hmm.
Top four players in the draft. The Raiders are in a situation where they need one of them top four guys.
Yes.
It's no two ways around it. If you lose a guy who has been here a long time, the nation is going crazy. You got to establish yourself as a head coach, and this is the reason why I bring that up, because there's so many things that are happening in this organization at once, bro, and they have to fucking stop the bleeding. You got the fans revolting. You have a stadium that's empty with other people's fans. You got a whole fucking 30% of our fan base leaving with another for the fucking mediocre bum. Then you got a situation where you got a coach that everybody unilaterally hates.
Yeah.
Even guys like us that support Josh McDaniel, every day it gets like,
yeah. Let's be honest. We're not sold on Josh McDaniels. We're just giving him a chance. We're giving him a shot. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Look, I have to. We have to. I have to. You do have. Like we have to, bro. If you love this team, how the fuck are you not gonna try to support the guy?
Well, and let me say this: while the Chicago Bears made a baller ass trade with the Carolina Panthers, which I think is going to fit both sides. Fields gets DJ Moore and Claypool. They're going to build through the trenches from Chicago in this draft now with the D line and the O line to protect him. Carolina gets their guy. I know they lost their number one receiver, but I think they still have Terrence Marshall, and they'll probably go get another young guy in the draft to build around the young guy. So DJ Moore has been kind of asking low key to get out of there, this past year or so, right? I mean, there was so many rumblings about him moving on because the QB carousel. I think this is a good move for both sides. And guess what we do today, you guys? We go re-sign Brandon Parker and Jesper Horsted. That's what we do today. We go re-sign Brandon high stakes Parker at right tackle, which is probably going to be our swing tackle this year, and Jesper Horsted to the veteran minimum 1-year deal. That's what we did this year. Today.
Brandon Parker is like the gift that keeps on giving. He is the herpes of the Raiders. He just comes back at these inopportune times, man. The only thing that it should have been swung is
he got dirt on you, doggy. Mark Davis, he got dirt on you, doggy.
He got to, bro.
Yeah.
He got pictures of Mark Davis dressed like a midget or something like that, fucking somebody or something crazy. I'm sorry. Did I just demonetize the episode? I'm so sorry, guys.
Hey, it is what it is. And no, we're 8 minutes in, so we're good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. You got to wait to the end to start.
As long as we don't say shit, stain, ass, pussy, and all the other stuff a minute in, we're good.
Thank you. Yo, real quickly, I know it's nothing to do with football. This is the best cup of coffee I've had in 2 fucking months. Shout out to my wife. God damn it, this is some good coffee.
Hey, mine got the mayonnaise special in there, man. We good to go. Yeah.
Oh, you did it.
Hey, shout out to Jason, man. If Levis is drafted at 7, Doc's putting mayonnaise in his coffee for the coffee and combo. Talk that shit, my brother.
But on the real, you got a team moving up to number 1. Our answer: let's go sign Amir Abdullah, Brandon fucking Parker, and Jesper Horsted. What the fuck is that, bro?
Well, I do have to say this. I think Amir Abdullah is going to be great for us on third downs, great for us on special teams, but that's not a baller-ass move.
Bro, they moved up to number 1, and you go sign the land of misfit toys?
But not even that. I'm going to be real with you. Outside of DJ Moore, which was, to me, a big deal, look, like, I would have done this. Like to be real, they moved up 9 spots, and they gave up a second this year, a first next year, which I would have did that to move up 9 spots and a second in 2025. So those draft picks are all spread across the next 2 years. Like, I would have did that. Now the DJ Moore, that was a little puzzling to me because I know Chicago wanted another veteran receiver for the young, gunslinger, but I would have did this. Like, I would have did this, bro. Like, to move from 9 to 1 to give up that, I would have did that to go get CJ Stroud.
yo, if you believe he's your guy, you gotta do it.
Yeah.
If he's your guy, you have to fucking do it. But that's if he's your guy.
Hey, Q, let me ask you this. And my bad, big bro. I didn't mean to cut you off. I want to ask you this, and I want to ask the chat. Would the Raiders, to move up to number 1, would have gave up the 7 this year, a 2nd this year, a 1st in 2024, a 2nd in 2025, and Hunter Renfrow? I would have did that in a heartbeat.
Yeah, but Hunter Renfrow's not DJ Moore, though.
I know, but I'm just saying, if that was an option, I would have did that.
Yeah, listen, you could take Hunter Renfrow, like you know what I'm saying? You could take him. That's where I'm at with it. You could take him at this point, bro. I just look, man. I don't know, because the thing about the Raiders is moving up and getting this kid. It kind of puts you in a bad spot. I don't think I would have done that.
Well, they're thinking about the future. They got rid of Shaq Thompson today. They're moving on from veterans. They're restarting.
I'm talking about us.
Okay.
Us. I wouldn't have done listen, I'm thinking if he's your guy, you got to get him and all of that and stuff like that. But let's just really walk this back, right?
Shout out to Smitty too. We're definitely impulsive because we're fans. Go ahead.
I mean, my God, you guys are too, right? So the thing is, but you got to walk it back a little bit because we don't have this gutter bucket roster. We got a roster full of star players on the offensive side of the football, right?
Yes.
And it's a couple of holes that you got to fill. And if you do that, you can compete. You can do more to compete. You could probably make the playoffs if you do that, right?
Yeah.
And that's if Josh McDaniels is the goods too. There's a whole lot of moving parts here. Do you want to give up a first round pick now for this kid? Like, if you think that this kid is better than one of the guys who could possibly come out next year, then I get it.
Yeah.
But how can you substantiate that? If you think that he's the best quarterback coming out in the next 3 years, then fuck it. But if you think there's guys better next year, then no, I wouldn't do it.
Okay. And see, that's the thing that sucks. You know, none of us have any idea outside of a tidbit that I heard about when we talked about this, about
Zeke loving
Stroud and Josh loving Bryce Young. But we don't know. We don't know if they're sold on somebody next season. We don't know if they're sold on somebody in free agency. We don't know if they were sold on anyone in this particular draft at the quarterback position. At this point, I don't know what we're doing. The good thing is potentially there could be a star defender, a Will Anderson off the edge, a Jalen Carter there, you know, for the interior of our defensive line, which we've needed forever. They may be available at 7, or we may even trade up a couple spots to go get one. I don't know. But I think we're definitely going to be on the phone with the Arizona Cardinals. We have to be. Even calling Seattle. Call Seattle. I mean, we got 5 and 3 are 2 spots that we have to definitely get.
See, I just want to make sure that if we don't get our quarterback in the first round, we get Jalen Carter. Look, my dream draft is Jalen Carter, Hendon Hooker, ... That's my dream draft. Hendon Hooker was my favorite quarterback in this draft. I've been saying that shit since before he got hurt.
Yeah, we were definitely. I got to say this. You definitely heard Hendon Hooker's name a lot. Shit, during the season as well. I mean,
throughout this Doc's wasted hammer Andy.
No, but you heard it. Yeah, definitely. And you know what?
All of us.
The Raiders, you're right. Hondo did say the Raiders do like Hooker. Dude is probably the 3rd best quarterback, to be honest, if he didn't get hurt. And there's a lot of question marks because of the injury, because of his age, because of the offense that they ran down there in Tennessee. I think personally, Josh McDaniels would work wonders with Hendon Hooker. And if he's there in the 2nd or 3rd round, if we go get Jalen Carter or Will Anderson or a Tyree Wilson at 7, and we still land a guy like that in the 2nd or 3rd, I'm cool with this. But I just thought that I think Stroud's off the board at 1. I mean, can we agree on that? Or
of course, like, bro,
I think he's gone.
What's higher than number 1? You went up there to get the most complete guy, right? Yeah. Everybody says Bryce Young. Nobody's moving all the way up to number 1 to draft a guy who's 5 foot nothing, 185 pounds.
Yeah,
it's not gonna happen. He's a Texan. Good. You went up and you got the prototype. That's what CJ Stroud is. He's the prototype for today's game. Yeah. He is mobile. He's not a running quarterback. He is a mobile quarterback. He can move the pocket. He can make all the throws. And one guy that I heard talk about CJ Stroud was Frank Reich.
Yep. And guess who he is, you guys? He is the newly appointed head coach in Carolina. Shout out to Corey Grinner. Raiders aren't trading up at this point, just at 7. We don't know who they're sold on, obviously. I wasn't told enough to go. Wasn't enough to go to number 1. No clue who Carolina is taking. Shout out to Grinner. We both personally think it's going to be CJ Stroud, Corey. Shout out to Cloned Avenger. We're trading back and taking Hooker. You don't need to trade back. A Hooker will be there in the second round, potentially third. I think you jump on him in the second, though. If you get a star, if you get a defender, one of those top 3 guys in the first round, go get Hendon Hooker in the second. Go get him. Go get him. Shout out to Daniel Kim. I like the QBs this year, but I don't love them. I think we build our defense, get our bridge quarterback, and get the guy we really love. What do you think? And hell to the no to Jimmy G and Levis. Scrubs. Shout out to my dog.
Yo, you know what makes me mad? That Andy won't say it anymore.
Andy was just in the chat too. I just seen his name.
That motherfucker won't say it anymore, yo. I can't get him to say it. It was like magic, man.
Yeah, we took all the flair from it, bro.
I know, man. Yeah. Like he's a fucking scrub, bro.
Yo, shout out to everybody here in the building. We got over 600 in the building. We salute you guys, man. Make sure you guys wipe them feet, hit them thumbs up. If you guys are not subscribed to both channels, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button on OakLosVegas Raiders Network and Raider Nation Unlimited with Wasted Talent. We appreciate you guys. Breaking news, the Carolina Panthers have moved up from 9 to 1, getting rid of DJ Moore, 3 or 4 draft picks included. Carolina goes up to get their quarterback of the future. Chicago moves back, gets a lot of draft capital, and they already have the most money in free agency already. So Chicago is going to be making some moves. They are a sneaky team, and I see a lot of Bears fans in the audience as well. We salute y'all. We hate your team. We are Raiders regardless, but we salute you guys for being here. You guys definitely, I feel like, smoked Carolina Panthers boots with this particular trade, but I think it works for both sides. You know what I mean? I think it's kind of like the Kings and Indiana Pacers for Sabonis and Halliburton. You know, I had to bring up the Kings because we beat the Knicks last night. You know what I'm saying? But you know, but I'm just saying it worked for both. It worked for both parties. You know what I'm saying?
Mid-ass farmer squad, man. Fuck out of here, bro. Have the Kings ever won a championship?
Maybe, yeah. In like 14-13 in Kansas City. So, but yeah, we got one.
Get the fuck out of here, bro.
Out the low. We ain't talking about that right now, though. If Carter is there at 7, run the ticket up. At this point, I agree, bro. It looks as though nothing's coming out of that situation in Georgia. Look, you got to go get the best player available, period. The best player in the draft. If Seattle passes on, if Arizona passes on him, go get him. Let me see. Shout out to everybody here in the building, man. Damn, am I missing supers and shit? Wipe them feet, y'all.
And pay your bar tab.
Yes, and
pay your bar tab. Listen, I haven't been able to say this shit. I think, this weekend, I am going to be going live this weekend just so I can say, pay your bar tab. I haven't been saying that enough lately.
Hubbies, I didn't see your super, bro. Oh, there we go. Boom. Does the Panthers move affect us? Yes, it definitely does. It definitely does. At this point, I don't believe any quarterback is on the board at 7. At this point, you got to trade up and go get your guy. I mean, if that's what we want to do. Bro, if Zeke and Josh McDaniels want a quarterback, they have to move up.
Bro, this is the problem. We keep looking at everything in a 1-year window. Look, if these guys can build this team and just show that they deserve to be here the year after, it doesn't have to be this year that we go out and go get our guy of the future. We can just get a guy.
Panthers can trade back. Carolina's considering trading down a spot or 2 if they end up liking multiple quarterbacks. So it sounds as though they're not sold on one particular guy yet. They may try and build up some more draft capital. So Carolina,
what the fuck is this Draft Day? That movie with Kevin Costner?
Yeah.
Remember that shit? Like, get the fuck out of here, bro.
Hey, it's sneaky. Hey, if say they're sold on AR-15 and he's still there at 3 and they move back 2 spots and they get a bunch of draft capital for it. Wow. That would be crazy. But he's stupid. He said, get the fuck. Yo, wasting his own one to death. Y'all
no, but I'm just like, get the fuck. These beat reporters, I bet you somebody's up there and he's in his room in his mom's basement writing this story, smoking some chronic. He's like, yo, you ever see that movie Draft Day, bro?
Kevin,
imagine if they traded back down and got AR-15 to make my story right. Get the fuck out of here, bro. That ain't happening, bro.
Yeah, the movie with the dude. Remember the dude in the past that used to protect Whitney Houston and shit?
Yeah, word. Yo, the bodyguard. Yo, the bodyguard.
Straight up. Hey, real quick, shout out to the nation, man. If you guys do not know as well, we have re-signed right tackle Brandon High Stakes Parker. We have re-signed our tight end Jesper Horsted to a vet minimum 1-year deal. So these guys are coming back in the fold. That kind of, I don't know if Jesper Horsted is gonna be that tight end too. I don't know if we're still gonna go get one in the draft, but it does feel good to know we have at least two on the roster. I'm gonna be real with you. It does feel good to know we have 2 tight ends on the roster. Pause,
bro. Don't that just make you a little depressed?
No, not a little. Bro, we did this live. We did this live to talk each other off a fucking ledge.
Yeah, pretty fucking, bro. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
like these fucking people are trading up. They're making baller moves to get to number 1. They figured it out. They know what direction they want to go in. And with us, we come here and we sign fucking Jesper Horsted and Brandon Parker. What, like, I thought to myself, I said, the ghost of John Gruden is gone. Thank God Brandon Parker's out of here. That motherfucker is back.
6'8", 6'8", man. That is what's the old boy name, man? I'm just over here frustrated right now.
Trent.
That's Trent Brown Light. That's the Walmart. That's the Walmart version. That's the Walmart Trent Brown.
Ever, bro. Like, yo, come on, bro. Like, really, dog? Y'all, that's who y'all signed? Man, yo,
swing tackle. He'll be a swing tackle. He's not going to be a
my thing
tackle.
is, we got a team full of swing tackles, bro. I'm getting tired of that shit.
Bold take. Herron's going to be our starting right tackle this year with Muti right next to him. People tend to forget about Herron that we went out and got him last year. He still has, I believe, 1 more year on his deal. Watch Herron be our starting right tackle with Muti right next to him at guard.
Man, Herron is going to get put through a table like the Dudley Boys. He's going to get cut.
3D? A 3D?
Yo, he's going to get put through like, get out of here. Throw him. Yo, bro,
he's stupid. Yo, Angel, that's not a bold take. I could definitely see them doing the Cam Newton 2.0 thing, man, over there in Carolina. But I do believe it's going to be Stroud. But I don't think that's a bold take at all, my brother. Shout out to Raider for life. The regime are scrubs. Team making moves. We signed Parker. Get the fuck. Look, we have to say this, you guys. We cannot get too antsy. We're Raider fans. We love our team. And we see that there's a lot going on in the NFL right now, you guys. I don't know if you guys seen Shaq Thompson, linebacker, Carolina Panthers, was cut. William Jackson III, Pittsburgh cut him. There are a lot of guys. Adam Thielen, all-pro wide receiver from the Minnesota Vikings, cut. There's going to be so many assets out there in free agency that we can pick up, and we're going to have the third most cap space. Patience. We're going to be okay.
Same thing that happened to me last year. I was having a fucking conniption during free agent frenzy. Yeah. I had a conniption. I'm not going to lie.
And then Devontae Adams was a Raider like that.
Yeah. Yes. But you know what? The problem I'm having is, and I know a lot of guys like, yo, you're all over the place. Look.
Who cares?
My thing is, and I'm normally not. The reason why is because, yo, I would rather you do nothing than do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, like Brandon Parker. Brandon Parker is a 6'8" dude who's coming off an ACL, who wasn't playing. I've never seen this guy play well, ever in life. Like, look, Amir Abdullah, I get it. You can't fill your roster up with stars.
Special teams guy,
has a lot of talent.
Yeah.
Fine. But that motherfucker, bro, we need a right tackle, bro. I don't want this fucking forget what the Carolina Panthers did.
Yeah.
I want them to address right tackle for real or what the fuck, man. Come on, that's what I'm saying.
Bro, you draft Mumford in the 7th round out of Ohio State. We could play right tackle and right guard. You ain't got Herron, can play right tackle. You Jermaine Illuminor had a hell of a year outside of the boneheaded penalties. Like, and then you bring back Brandon Parker. It's very questionable, but if he is going to be a swing guy that doesn't really see the field too much, I don't have a problem with it. But it's just hearing his name again next to the Raiders is like just puzzling. It's just like it mind fucked the shit out of me today. I'm gonna be real with you. Shout out to King. Hey, I'm a little impatient, or does Ziegler move super slow? Like, shouldn't some restructuring? King, I know a lot of people are talking about this. My brother, we are in no rush to restructure. We still have the 4th most cap space in the NFL right now before restructuring. There's no reason to rush. Let's see what's out there. Let's go out there, make some splashy little moves next week, and then we can make some more room up. There's no reason to rush trying to go out there and restructure when we don't even know what's going to be out there at the time. You know what I mean? Like, why get over $80 million and you may not even have to use it? You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't make any sense to try and get set. Like, let's just see what we got going, and then we can restructure to make some room for some potential guys to bring in. We're going to have to bring in a bunch of guys, you guys. People tend to forget we have like 28 free agents right now. We have a lot of spaces on our roster to fill in. Shout out to Gio. He's our turnstile tackle, bro. Exactly, Gio. And we are all very, very upset about it.
Yeah, man. It's like, bro, last year, and I know free agency hasn't started. It's just the fact that you're bringing him back.
Yeah.
Like, that's the kind of guy you bring in when you struck out all over the place and you're deep in the free agency. You're like, well, you know, I got some familiarity with this guy. When you bring him in now, like, you're prioritizing him being in the roster. Like, what I don't want is, and I know everybody's like, yo, you're being erratic and shit, but let me be me for real, right? You know, I'm excited, we're having a good time, but let me be me for real. The problem is that I don't like seeing the Raiders sign people that are just wasted roster spots.
Yes.
Like, I want everybody that they sign for us to have that kind of hope where we think that these guys are gonna maybe make the roster and play well. Like, I kind of know what Brandon Parker is, bro. I kind of know what he is. Yeah. You all do too.
Kind of.
And you all do too, bro.
Yeah.
We know what he is, bro. He is, you know, people like, he's a better left tackle. He was getting his ass kicked at left tackle. He's a better this. Man, I don't want to hear that shit. He was drafted with the year that Colton Miller was drafted.
Destroyed at left tackle in preseason. No, we know what we got. Oh, real quick. Shout out to our sponsor, Woodson Whiskey. Real quick, they sent 4 bottles to your crib, bro. So we got them for the draft.
Shout out to Woodson Whiskey.
We got some rock glasses. We got some recipe kits. Shout out to Woodson Whiskey for sending us a bunch of stuff for our show during the draft in New York City, man. Shout out to my boy Jay, man. Love him to death. That's my guy. Shout out to Corrigan, man. Don't want to wish it, but are we going to be here after the draft? No, we're not. I promise you, we're not. We're not. Patience, Grasshopper. Shout out to my dog Corrigan. Shout out to Pace. I'd rather have the Raiders stay at 7 and take a top defensive player. Take Hooker in the second round. Leave us at 7 would piss me off. At this point, yeah, go get the best defensive player on the board. If Stroud is not there, if Anthony Richardson is not there, Bryce Young is not there. Look, you guys know I like Levis, but at the end of the day, I know we need defense. Defense. Get the best player available on the draft, and that's there at 7 on the defensive side of the ball. Shout out to Max. Salute Docs and Wasted Gruden. Bold take. We trade up with Arizona at 3 to take defense instead of a quarterback. Now, Wasted said this on the phone before we did the live. I wouldn't be shocked about that. Wasted said we could potentially call Arizona and trade up and go get Jalen Carter out of Georgia, the best player overall in this draft. I wouldn't look, to be honest, I wouldn't be mad about that. I wouldn't be. If Stroud is off the board at that point, I wouldn't be upset about that. I wouldn't be upset.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be upset either. But, you know, look, man, just like I said, bro, what I want to see is I want to see a marketable improvement and difference this offseason. I want to see things done differently.
Yeah.
Like, I want to see things done differently. And I just kind of feel like when you start retreading guys that have not been successful here, then that means that it's the same. Like, I want to see that like, look, if you got guys like I don't have any problem with Amir Abdullah. I can see the value in bringing Amir Abdullah back.
Yes.
I can see the value in bringing Jesper Horsted back. I can see that. There's certain guys that get my goat. Brandon Parker is one of those guys. It's kind of the same thing as if Alex Leatherwood was still on his roster. It's like Alex Leatherwood and him, like even with Cleve Farrell. If you brought Cleveland Farrell back and you actually played him and he wasn't making fucking the kind of money he's been making because of how high he was drafted. I got no problem with them bringing him back because they like him and he works hard and he could be a rotational piece. With Brandon Parker, he is a guy that really bothers me because he has not played well, bro.
Okay, now let's catch the virtual fade. Okay,
let's go.
Free agency hasn't even started yet, man. To be honest with you, I don't even care who we sign right now. Brandon Parker may not even make this roster. Nothing means anything at this point, bro. We still got plenty of time. Monday, the tampering period opens Wednesday, Thursday. We're going to start getting moving and grooving. Right now, nothing means anything. I have no problem with these guys going out, bringing in Horsted, bringing in Amir Abdullah and Brandon Parker, even though I'm not a huge fan of Brandon Parker at all. Bro, let's not overthink this.
Look, I like the Amir Abdullah because you can't go out and get all these people you're not familiar with. I like them. I just said it. I like the Amir Abdullah. I understand Jesper Hurstad. That's a good solid. These are two guys that you could see can fit here. Yeah. You can use these dudes. In my mind, right tackle is such a sensitive spot for me that I don't want them fucking playing no games with right tackle.
I get it. But I think we may even have our starter already on this roster. I think that they know what they got with Herring, bro. Like we may bring Jermaine Illuminor back on a year or two. I keep forgetting that Illuminor's like 26 years old, bro. Like he still has a lot of football left. You know what I mean? Like we have plenty of options and we can still go get one in the draft. So I'm not going to overthink this. I don't even think that Brandon Parker's going to make this roster, bro. I really don't.
So if you know he's not going to make the roster, why even play around like that? Like when it comes to right tackle, bro, I want them to go out and strive to get something better than Jermaine Illuminor. Because Jermaine Illuminor didn't play that bad. He just was a penalty machine.
Yeah.
So, but the thing is, I want to look on this roster this year and know, like, yo, there's some fucking guys who are coming for that spot.
Yeah.
I don't want a guy knows going to get beat out. Like in my mind, bro,
swing tackle. Just keep it in your head. It's a swing. It's a swing tackle.
I hope that fucking Jermaine Illuminor is a swing tackle.
I agree.
Put somebody in better than him. That's how my thinking is.
What about this? What if we're overthinking this and maybe just maybe Brandon Parker is brought back to be that backup left tackle?
He got fucking
back. I know. I'm just saying a backup. Colton has been durable. I'm just saying maybe he's a guy that'll be a rotational piece if necessary. Shout out to Chris. I think that would be fucking insane, my brother. If we purposely tank this year, heads are rolling, people are fired left and right. It's not going to happen, bro. And to be real with you, we're not sold, me and Wasted, to be real, on Caleb Williams yet. We're going to see who he is this year facing all that talent. But I'm not tanking at all. We have too many veterans, too many stars on this roster, and this regime needs to win now. Shout out to my dog, Chris. Shout out to LV. Raiders have to sign players. Every move isn't going to be a splash. Yes, exactly, LV. Shout out to you, man. Tell Wasted to calm that shit down.
But you know what bothers me? I'm not saying everything's got to be a splash. I just don't want you to sign a fucking guy that is a scrub. I want this roster from top to bottom. Brandon Parker, and I'm not, me not disrespect, this guy's in the National Football League, right? But this guy has, he's been here a long ass time, bro. This ain't a guy that was here for 2-3 years. He got drafted the same year as Colton Miller. And everybody fucking falls in love with the frame. They fall in love with the frame. They fall in love with the size. But guess what? He's goddamn. John Gruden ain't here no more. Get his guys the fuck out of here. And I would prefer you go out and give me somebody that I know has started in the National Football League before.
Andy and Hammer, check the chat. I see both my brothers in the chat, man. Shout out to my bros, Hammer and Andy. This is absolutely insane, brothers. I guess it's Killer Cansey, Gonzalez, or the Loch Ness Monster at 7. Shout out to Black Sales too. He sent us an article for from Black Planet, bro. Remember Black Planet?
Black Planet was the shit, bro.
That shit was the shit. PlanetRaiders.com. I'm definitely gonna hit you up too, Black Sales. But I don't think we're gonna take Cansey at 7. If we could trade back somewhere to the middle of the first, I'm definitely looking at Cansey. And shout out to Hondo. He had a great interview with him where Cansey said he would love to play for the Raiders. So that's definitely someone to keep an eye on. And Christian Gonzalez out of Oregon. Shout out to my boy Black Sales. We got Hammer in the building. Shout out to Lee Isis. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. That is the fire meme in words, right there. The fire meme with the dude in the restaurant and shit. Bro. Yeah, my head is just went gone. I gotta hold on. There we go. My dude, How does Coach Grew feel about this signing? You know what? We're going to talk to Coach Grew tonight. We have another show with Shieldmore breaking down the DBs in free agency. So we'll talk to Grew tonight, Mount Doom. We're definitely going to see how he feels about all this crazy shit. And then Hammer just sends a super while he's on the screen.
No, that was before.
Okay.
Like 10 minutes ago.
Hey, I'm not against this though, bro. Trade up to 3, third round, and Renfro. I'm cool with that if that's all it costs, but I think it's going to cost a little bit more.
Yeah. So now you're jumping, but see, they set the market, right? So the market has been set. They got about 4 picks and a young stud player. That's a lot. So that's a lot to move up to number 1. Like, so they're moving up to get a guy that better be like fucking a franchise foundational piece. He better be, right? So to get up to 3, you got to figure, okay, that's less. So maybe that might be 3 picks and no player. That might be just 2. It all depends, right? And then it depends on when you do it. Because if you do it now, you're kind of solidifying your spot. But as the draft is going, I don't think the compensation is as much because you kind of know what's going to happen at that.
Yeah. But I definitely think that one of these teams are going to get very antsy, whether it's us or another team. My bad, Hammer. I didn't mean to cut you off, little bro. And start calling Arizona and Seattle ahead of us. There's going to be another team that maybe says, damn, man, we want one of those top 4 guys. I don't know who needs a quarterback more than we do. I'll tell you that. So maybe we're on the phone first, but go ahead, Hammer.
What about maybe this year's 2nd and next year's 3rd and Renfro? I think that would be something that Arizona could bite on.
This year's 1st,
necessary.
7 Renfro, and next year's 2nd
and 3rd
to move up 4 spots.
Yeah.
What do you think about that, Wasted? Shout out to
Hey, man, look, I feel like that's a value, man. That's a value. I definitely do, because at this point, right, if you're going to get your quarterback, then your 2nd round pick doesn't have the same value. Like if you're getting a defensive player, right, your 2nd round pick is gold because you still have some options to bring a young quarterback in to go with that bridge guy, because that's kind of the thing that's palatable to the fan base. The fan base always needs a guy on the bench to cry for, to call for. It's a pretty depressing, lonely road when you got a guy like Jarrett Stidham and he's bad, and then the answer is Chase Garbers. It's like, what the fuck? You know what I mean?
Bro, like there's no reason, like if you don't have a young guy, there's no bridge guy. A bridge doesn't make sense. That's your quarterback.
Yeah. So then it's like, all right, you got a young guy like Hooker on the bench, then bring on Hooker, and everybody in the fan base is excited and juiced to bring that guy on. Yeah. You need that guy. This organization needs that. They need the currency of hope to keep everybody plugged in if things don't work out.
Yeah. Shout to Dominic, man. Got to trade up to 3, in my opinion, just because the fans will 100% have something to be excited about. Although I wouldn't mind Wasted's idea with Carter and Hooker. Man, that would be a great pairing, going to get Jalen Carter and then getting Henry Hooker in the 2nd round. That would be perfect. But the thing is, if you can still figure out a way to get one of those top 4 guys, I feel like you have to. Like, you have to, man. This is like, I don't want to think that we're going to be a top 10 drafting team again next offseason. You know what I mean? This is the year to get it done. But, yeah, man, if you have a generational talent like Jalen Carter there, man, that's tough. It's tough.
Carter, Hooker, Kuntz, and Juice.
Yeah. Sounds about right to me.
So it's like it's Carter, Hooker, Cunt, Juice. That would be like the new that'll be like a new brand or something like that. Carter, like, you know what? If we get any of them guys on the team, Cunts and Juice, like, bro, we got to come up with some kind of brand.
And it's funny too, because if you think about a Hooker, Carr,
yeah, that's like
sounds
exactly
like a totally like a very bad law firm.
Yeah, Carter. It kind of sounds like her, Carr and her, Hooker. Go, yeah. Hey, there we go, man. Sounds about right. Shout out to everybody here in the building. Make sure you guys wipe them feet, break them thumbs, and pay your bar tabs, meaning hit them thumbs up. If you guys are not subscribed to the channels yet, please hit that subscribe button for all 3 channels. We appreciate you. Got over 700 people in the building right now. We salute you guys so much. Once again, we are doing this live, talking about Carolina moving up from 9 to number 1 to go get their quarterback of the future. They gave up DJ Moore. They gave up a huge value, 4 draft picks. This year's 1st, their 2nd, is it the second, next year's first, and then 2025's second round pick as well. They gave up a lot. Chicago got a lot for that number one spot. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys. If that cost that I can only imagine what it's gonna cost. Is it gonna be somewhat the same going from 7 to 3 in your eyes, Hammer? Like,
I doubt it. I doubt it. Like, look, top 3, but number one, obviously, we know what that entails. And I'm thinking about it now with Chicago. Like, you got DJ Moore and Chase Claypool as your receivers now.
And Darnell Mooney. They got Mooney too.
And Mooney, like
Cole Kmet. They got a bunch
playing around, man.
Yeah, they're not. All they need in Chicago is some O-line help and to build them trenches back up, which they can do in the draft. And Chicago's gonna they're gonna look different in that division. Let me see. Corrigan says it'll be less. Let me see. Quarterback might not be. I don't think. Do you think any quarterback's gonna be there at 7? If there is, it's probably gonna be Levis, right?
Well, I got to look at the fucking top 7 again to really see who needs a quarterback. Hold up.
It's potentially Seattle who needs one, and the Colts need one.
No, they just gave Geno a fucking extension.
Bro, they gave him a Derek Carr.
They gave him a car extension?
Yeah. So, look, I can see Seattle drafting one.
So, Carolina, Houston, Arizona, Indy, Denver. Yep. I'm sorry, not Denver. Seattle, Detroit, and us.
Detroit, they may say Goff had a good year, but we don't know if he got a future.
I think they're going to keep Goff. Indy is probably going to take Levis.
I can see that. We've been pretty much pointing him to Indianapolis all
Houston needs a quarterback, don't
Bryce
they?
Young. Yep. Davis Wells is going to be a backup for them.
We gotta get in that. We gotta crack that 3. We got to do something. We gotta call Arizona and fucking make something happen ASAP.
Yeah. Well, you know what, man? You don't gotta throw the baby out with the bathwater. You don't necessarily have to. It all depends on how they view these guys. That's the thing that we don't really know
at all.
How do they view these guys? Are they like, I kind of like this guy if he's there, but am I gonna move heaven and earth to get this guy?
Yeah.
Are they comfortable with Jimmy Garoppolo? Hey, how about the Aaron Rodgers caveat? Are they totally out on Aaron Rodgers? We don't know. Are they out on Lamar Jackson? We don't know. The thing that for me, I want the Raiders to have is a clear and concise direction with what they have going on as far as what are they like, listen, man, we already know that these quarterbacks, we're not thrilled. If one of them in there, we take them. If not, this is our list of guys. We're going to build the defense. We're going to get Garoppolo, and then we're going to get a young guy in the second or the third. We got 2 guys. You know what I'm saying? Like 2 or 3 guys. Dorian Thompson-Robinson or Hooker or maybe Jake Hayner, who I think is fucking terrible. Or, you know, the kid, the 6'7" kid from Stanford. Like, if that's the case, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Is there a kid on the roster somewhere else that they're excited about that maybe we might not know about?
Tanner McKee, the old school throwback with all the measurables in the world to get it done out of Stanford. I mean,
big Tanner McKee, baby. Yo,
CJ Stroud is now the favorite for the top pick, draft pick, odds flip. So
I definitely think something. Carolina saw something last weekend that made them do this shit this week. Like, no doubt in my mind. And look, I've told you guys about the oohs and ahs out of the Ohio people that were sitting in the stands for CJ Stroud. I'd be surprised if it's not Bryce Young as the number 1 overall pick. I'll be stunned if I hear that shit now.
I think he goes 2 easily. Texans, I think that's their guy.
Yeah.
See, look. You go up and I don't think you move up to number 1 in the draft to take a guy that has like holes. Right now, Bryce Young as a passer is probably the best passer. Let's make no mistake.
A1, A1.
But the difference is the size. The size is the difference. And I'm
not the prototypical size. Yeah.
He doesn't have that prototypical NFL body, right? So you're gonna move up and you're gonna go. It reminds me a lot of the year that RG3 came out and that fucking Robert Griffin came out. It reminds me of that year where it's like splitting hairs, even though it really shouldn't have even been. Like Andrew Luck was just a way more accomplished guy. in college football. Like,
Yeah.
he didn't win the Heisman and everything like RG3, but it was like RG3 was like lightning in a bottle, right?
Yeah.
But Andrew Luck was just consistently Andrew Luck when he was at Stanford.
Yeah.
And then you had the Russell Wilsons and the Kirk Cousins, and it was that
hell of a draft.
Right? So and it's somebody else I'm forgetting too who came out in that draft. Was it
there was a few guys.
That wasn't the year that fucking Ryan Tannehill came out, right? Was that the year? No, it wasn't Tannehill. It was somebody else that came out. It's RG3, Russell Wilson, Kirk Cousins.
I don't remember.
Fucking Andrew Luck.
Well, we can revisit that though.
Yeah, be that as it may. Well, let's not get hung up on that. The thing is that right now, somebody was saying in the chat, and I saw it, we don't even know who we want. No, I know exactly who.
No, and Graham Camp, him and Paul are going back and forth on that. They're asking who I want. Before we get off of here, we're all going to give a solid answer of who we want at 7. I promise you that. Let's get these supers in real quick. Shout out to Jason, my boy Demon Hunter in the building. Carter may fall to us. What do you guys think? We all agreed on this, Jay. If he's there at 7, get him. Get Hooker in a second or McKee. I'm cool with that. Look, if you want to get your quarterback of the future in the 2nd or 3rd, if Jalen Carter falls, I am cool with that. That is my favorite player in the draft, Jalen Carter, by a long stretch.
Yeah, he's probably the best player in the draft.
Yeah,
like let's just make no mistake about that. This guy dominated in SEC. See, that's the kind of shit that people don't look at. Like, what conference did you play in college football, and how did you play in that conference?
Yeah. Damn, bro.
Oh yeah, Tyree Wilson is trash.
Oh yeah. Kings beat the Knicks. Had to say that again. Hey, guess what, you guys? Carolina got afraid of Derek Carr, man, so they just ended up getting rid of everybody.
I can't say what I want to say about the NFC South right now. We'll get canceled. I'm gonna leave that alone.
They made it a lot easier for him. I'll tell you that. I think our 3rd this year and next year gets it done to move up to 3. I don't think that does. A 3rd and a 3 next year.
No, that doesn't get it done at all. Like they're not stupid. Like these, bro. You guys got to understand something. When
Andre James, they need a center. Hudson's probably about to retire. Andre James a 3rd and 3rd.
Bro, look, I was saying this when everybody was talking about, because see the thing that I don't want us to do as a fan base is to be these like fucking needy, desperate fan base. I guess. Look, and I've calmed down now. I'm off my coffee high. You know what I'm saying?
Brock Osweiler was in that draft.
The Brock star was in that draft, right? Yeah. So, look, now I'm normal. I'm back. Sorry, guys. What we can't do is we can't get to this point where we like lose logic, bro. I told y'all it would be easier to get Aaron Rodgers than it would be to move up to number 1. It would cost you less. It is a lot to move up. Yo, you got to look at what these people gave up. And if it doesn't work out, what that does to this organization. They moved up. They got rid of 2 first-round picks. Now, this is probably going to be a bad football team. Yeah. Let's be for real. It's going to be a bad team, right? Bad team, probably picking in the top 5 again next year. Mm-hmm. That pick is gone. You've given the Chicago Bears a pick that's favorable to them, and they can build around their young quarterback who has a year of experience down, right? Then you've given them a 2nd rounder and a 3rd rounder. You've given them premium draft compensation. Yeah. They can essentially fill in one side of their football team with these picks. Yeah. They really can if they do it properly.
Yeah.
And what we have to do is we got to be smart. We have star players on this roster. We need to plug holes and be patient. Sometimes you can tread enough water until it becomes a situation to where you fill the roster in so well that then you could just go all in for that star that's there. Maybe it might take you a year too. Like I've seen the 49ers.
Hammer real quick. Friday, March 10th at 6:12 Central Time was the day I found out that Wasted may be bipolar. I just want to say that real quick. Now go continue on, my brother.
Excuse me, you just found that out? Who the fuck you guys been dealing with all this time? You just found out.
Hey, real quick, shout out to AD real quick. I have to say this. They got Terrence Marshall, but they're smart, right? DJ Moore is a great receiver. Now you don't have to worry about that big deal. They can go get another guy in this draft in the 2nd round and go get a replacement on a rookie deal. there is some sneaky receivers out there. What if they go get Dale from Houston? You know what I mean? To have Stroud. Maybe they draft Stroud and go get one of his former guys. I don't know, but I'm telling you now, they'll get another receiver for him on a rookie deal, and they need some help. Period. Carolina, they got rid of 2 linebackers. They need some help all across the board. Shout out to Johnny real quick. Personally, trade up to 3 for a quarterback and go heavy on coverage players in free agency. We have to realize that we're not getting our DT this year. I don't think that's true though, Johnny. I don't think that's true.
You don't even have to get fucking Jalen Carter for us to get our D. They got some guys in this draft that you can get.
Yeah, Tyree Wilson.
He's trash, remember?
Yeah. I'm talking about defensive tackle though, bro.
Yeah. Well, technically he can kind of
do both.
Yeah,
but we want a guy like a Kalijah Cansey or somebody like that. Like we need a guy that's a defensive tackle by trade. I would expect for them to do that.
Hey, if all 4 of those guys are off the board and Jalen Carter's off the board, I would move back to like 13 or 14 and take Cansey. I would and get more draft capital. I would do that.
If somebody's willing to play ball with you, I would.
Bro, Cansey is, bruh, I'm telling you, he's going to be one of them ones at the next level, bro.
He's him. He's Himothy.
Yeah, for real. I'm telling you, shout out to Joe. Blessing in disguise. This gives us a chance to beef up and go all out on defense. Hooker or Max do. Man. Yeah.
Max.
Late round picks. Jalen Carter has got to be the target. Numero uno at this point. Shout out to my dog.
Pirate Dugan. He
Yeah.
looks like the pirate from Dodgeball. He looks just like the pirate from Dodgeball.
He does.
Go look at Max Dugan, bro. He's like, scurvy.
Yeah, we brought it up on the screen one night, bro. He looked dead on him, bro. He looks like the Dodgeball dude. Facts. Bradbury.
Did you look it up, Heber? Heber, did you look it up?
Bro,
he looks exactly like him. I was like, scurvy.
Hey, Darth, the thing is this. You have to trade for Darius Slay. He's out there looking for a trade partner right now. James Bradbury is it's free agency. So, you know what I mean?
They apparently have us landing Bradbury. It was projected or predicted the other day from NFL.com, but a guy with a market value of $17 million. And also he has said that if the Giants were to offer him, he'd probably go back to the Giants. So we shall see. But I think he's probably going to stay somewhere on the East Coast. And
Darius Slay, I don't think is going to find a trade partner. I think he'll stay in Philadelphia. I think he's upset right now, coming off of a Super Bowl L. They're losing a bunch of their guys on the defensive side of the ball. I think Darius Slay probably in his feelings right now, and he's like, get me out of here, dog. You guys are going to be okay. You got Jordan Davis. You got our boy Nakobe Dean coming back in year 2 at linebacker, which he'll probably be okay. Like they're going to be fine over there in Philadelphia. They're not going to have that same dominant defense, but they're going to rebuild that thing up. Shout out to I don't want to give any more draft cap. If anything, we need some. I say load the defense this year, and next year we'll have better options. Shout out to Omar, bro. We need to build this defense up through this draft and free agency. Attack defense on both sides. Shout out to shout out to Phil Maddock, Carter at 7, a corner in the 2nd, Emmanuel Forbes, DTR in the 3rd. I think DTR is going to be there in the later rounds.
Why you just say that shit like Hove? Yeah. It's your boy.
It's your boy. But hey, I like DTR out of UCLA. I think he'll be available even further along in maybe the 4th, 5th. Shout out to Phil Maddock though. DTR got a cannon on him. Shout out to AD Hunter 770 2024 2nd for 3. I think that will work. So Hunter, our 1st this year, our 3rd this year, and a 2nd next year. I'm cool with that. If one of those 3 guys are on the board, if AR, Bryce Young, or CJ Stroud is there at 3, I am okay with that, AD.
Good.
I like that.
Bro, look, see, I don't see like all these oh, shit.
The GOAT is in the building.
Oh! Y'all don't go anywhere. Please don't go anywhere, y'all.
I'm not putting it up. Nope. We not fucking up the other camera. We gonna keep it moving.
No, you gotta play Demon Time. Come on, Demon Time, baby.
Does the chat want the Demon Time right now?
You'll see some of those pink devils pop up.
Hey, put the devil emojis in if you guys want to see the Demon Time record. Shout out to Rube. We get these supers in real fast. We'll see where we are with it. Hopefully, Levis gets at 4. Then AR or Jalen Carter should fall if Detroit takes a corner that they desperately need. This is facts. They definitely need a corner.
I said, Andy, say scrub.
Shout out to Rube. I appreciate you, bro. Shout out to Maul as well. Carter doesn't make it past Arizona at 3. Yeah, they need another defensive tackle. Or Seattle at 5. Yeah, I think Will Anderson or Jalen Carter, one of those guys is going to be Seattle Seahawks. Let's be realistic, people. Shout out to my boy Maul. Okay, I see a lot of demons in this. So we're going to go ahead before we get Andy talking. We are not leaving, you guys. We are not leaving. Demon time.
Sanctioned by the new founding fathers and America, a nation reborn. May God be with you all.
See how I muted Hammer. He tried to obliterate the
yeah, I heard him saying some bullshit.
Yeah. All right.
Yo,
who got the best of this trade? And how are you feeling about how this affects our draft? Son, come here real quick.
I mean, clearly, as of right now, the Bears won the trade, but we don't know what CJ or whoever the hell they pick is going to turn out to be. But yeah, I said it. I think when you guys went live, I was like, "There's no way you trade all that just to get Bryce Young." I don't think it's for Bryce Young. It makes no sense if it's for Bryce Young, in my opinion. CJ. I'm not a fan of Bryce Young, so I just I don't think it's for him. I definitely think that it's for. I think I heard Waces say that their head coach that they just got was still like a big fan of CJ. It makes a lot of sense. CJ's a complete quarterback. I know some people would like to think that he can't extend plays or whatever, but now if you're not Lamar Jackson, people think you can't extend plays. My thing is that why is it so easy to be like, man, we should trade up to number 3 and we're probably going to have to give up 2 firsts. Like, why not just give those 2 firsts for fucking Lamar, bro? Like, you know what you're getting out that dude at that point. It's like, I get it. Teams aren't interested in Lamar because they feel like if they go out and they basically do all the contracts, they're doing all the dirty work for Baltimore, right? Baltimore can be like, oh, that's what you wanted out of the Raiders? We're going to match it. Fuck you. You're not going anywhere, you know? So it's like, I understand that aspect. But, in terms of the Raiders, my mocks outside of when we were having fun on lives never, ever was us taking a quarterback. I always had us taking a defensive player, always. And whether it was a Drew Sanders, whether it was a Devin Witherspoon, whether it was the best defensive guy available, I still think that that's the most important thing right now, to go out and super stack that defense because, I heard Wasted preaching to the choir everything that I've been saying. You don't make that big move for a quarterback until your roster is filled. Our roster is nowhere near filled, so you don't make that big move. I've been saying that for a while. Said that when Aaron Rodgers first came into the works, you don't make that move. We're not a quarterback away. Simple. We're not a quarterback away. You don't make that move. You build that defense, and then you go make that splurge. You make that splash. We're not there.
So,
we're not there yet.
So do we stay at 7?
Hell yeah, dude. I would still trade back with Houston. I would still trade back with Houston at 12. If Houston wants to get up into the top 10, I trade back to fucking 12 with Houston easily. If they want two top 10 picks, all right.
See, it all depends, man. It all depends. Like, see, everybody talks about trading back. But if your guy, like say, for instance, your third guy on your board. The first two guys are gone. The third guy's there at 7. You got to take him. It all depends on who's actually there, bro. Trading back and getting picks don't mean shit if you're not picking the right guys. Like we just came from a situation where we've had 2 and 3 fucking first round picks, and none of these motherfuckers was on the team except Josh Jacobs. Yep. Like, and that's the thing. Having a lot of picks is a good thing if you're good at drafting people. I think it's more so that they get it right more than having more picks. They got to get it right now. I think the Raiders are in a precarious situation because everybody is doubting this coaching staff. Nobody has fucking a history on David Ziegler, really. Like, he's trying to establish himself. Josh McDaniels is trying to fucking exercise the ghost of, you know, his past time as a head coach and last year, and the fact that he ran touchdown Jesus out of Las Vegas. It's a lot going on here, bro. The first thing that they have to do is to draft a guy that the nation is unilaterally happy about, and that guy comes in and plays well. If they can do that, that will do a lot to change the energy around this team.
Yeah. No, yeah, I agree. Shout out to my guy Graham, bro.
Shout out to Graham.
I think you could easily say the Bears won this on paper, though. You know?
Oh yeah. Clearly, I mean, it's going to take some time to see if it works. But DJ Moore, and come on, man. I mean, that's an easy call to me. Mm-hmm. All that draft capital, that's crazy. Shout out to Corey. I hate they giving up two conversation. First, Panthers gave up 1 first and swap first. Media loves making it sound sexy. I mean, they gave up a lot though, bro. They gave up a first, a second, DJ Moore, a second next year too, right?
No.
So they gave up their first, their second, a second next year, and their first next year and their second in 2025.
Yeah.
So they gave up 4 draft picks. Their first this year, their second, their first next year.
More who's worth another first.
Yeah, pretty much 5. I mean, yeah, they gave up a lot, bro. They gave up a lot, but it's not easy to find a quarterback in the NFL. And to be honest with you, let's just keep it a buck. It's still not even a for sure thing. Whoever they take at 1 may not still be a for sure thing. This may come back to bite Carolina in the ass, bro. Like, for real. Like, this
most of the time it does.
Yeah.
Unless you move up and you get Peyton Manning or some shit like that.
Yeah, I mean, easy. Yeah.
Normally it does bite you in the ass. The last team to move up and it really benefit them is Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. They moved up and they did what they had to do. But see, the difference is, and this is the position I want us to be in eventually. If we don't get our quarterback this year, I want us to be in the position that the Chiefs were in. The Chiefs had the rest of the team pretty much built. They needed a dynamic player. They said, yo, no matter what, we're getting this fucking kid. We don't care. Yeah, we got Alex Smith. He's never winning a Super Bowl. We've established that. We understand that. I don't mind the Raiders. I don't mind being patient for excellence, sustained excellence. Just build the team the right fucking way, man. Yo, there was a super chat when we were on the air that I forgot that I saw that I wanted to address. It's pretty far down there, Graphk. Maul.
Was it Malls?
Yes, it was Maul. Maul said Carter doesn't make it past Arizona at number 3 or Seattle at number 5. Let's be realistic. I don't think so. And that's the only thing that I can see the Raiders trading up to get, right? But if you're trading up to get a defensive tackle, I don't think the ask is as big as it is for you trading up to get a quarterback and everyone knowing that. The ask is a little different. So I'd be okay with giving up 7 and 3 in this year's draft to go get Carter. I'd be all right with that.
Yeah.
Anything more than that, I'd have an issue with.
Definitely. And for those, I don't think everybody knows. We didn't do a show about it, but we picked up 2 comp picks as well, you guys, yesterday. We picked up an extra 5th and an extra 6th. I don't know if that was it Zay Jones and Cam? I mean, in Hayward? It was Hayward, right? Was it Hayward and Hayward and Zay Jones?
I don't remember.
Was that what it was? A 5th and a 6th for those 2 guys? I don't know. But either way, we picked up a 5th and a 6th. So we have some extra draft capital. We're believed to have 11 draft picks at this point. So that's a lot of picks, man. But they have a lot of roster spots to fill. So that's the reason why when we keep seeing like the free agency, I just have the vibe around this organization that they're gonna fill this shit in with a lot of fucking young players. They want to build their roster. They're gonna fill it in with guys that have played for them before, and they're gonna fill it in with rookies. I don't think they're gonna go make a bunch of big splashes around the National Football League. Well, I think we make one big splash next week. I think it's going to be on the defensive side of the ball for sure. I don't think we're going to try and be the most splashiest team in free agency, but I do believe we'll go out and get a big name that fits a big need, whether it's corner, DT, or linebacker. I think we will. But the thing is, like you said, we have so many holes that we're going to have a lot of young players on this roster next season. You're definitely correct with that. What happened, Andy?
No, I just read a comp pick. I just read a comment saying that the comp picks was from Jonathan Hankins and Mullen. We traded those guys.
Yeah. I'm like, how's that make sense?
I don't know why that was funny.
We have a 6th right now for Trayvon Mullen, and then we had was it a 5th or a 6th from Hankins too?
Yeah, with Trayvon Mullen, that was a conditional pick.
We got the 7th.
We went to a 7th
pick in the 7th round for Mullen.
Yeah. So basically, he missed the amount of games he was supposed to play, or we would have translated to a 6th. Yeah. But we have a 7th for Trayvon, and what did we get, a 6 for Hankins?
Was it?
We got a 6 for Hankins.
It was the 7th. Okay, sorry. I thought that the way that Mullen's deal worked, that if he didn't play a certain amount of games, we didn't get anything for him.
Love Hargrave.
And then the Brian Edwards one we got in the 5th round as well. We have 3 picks in the 5th round. We have 2 in the 6th and 2 in the 7th.
Okay. Well, we got a lot of draft capital, man, to play with. Shout out to Corrigan once again. Does Davis have enough patience to build a defense, have a scrub QB, and keep Josh McDaniels for another year? It's now or buy for Josh McDaniels. We all said, I'm gonna be honest. I think Davis is kicking back and letting these guys do what they do.
Yeah. He let Gruden cook. Let them cook but see, this is the thing, right? You can see a train wreck coming, right? Like in sports, not like actually, sometimes you can't see a train wreck coming, right? But if you can see positive gains, then you stay on the track. But if this becomes a complete dumpster fire and they got a bunch of fucking scrubs and everybody's upset and fucking Devontae Adams is throwing shit at people, then you got to get them out of here.
Facts. Shout out to everybody here in the building, man. Wipe them feet, y'all. Hit them thumbs up. If you guys are not subscribed to the channel yet, hit the subscribe button on all 4 of our channels. We appreciate you guys for being here. Shout out to Mass. Matter of fact, let me read this super real quick. Shout out to my brother Allen with one of the greatest default pitchers in the world. What do you guys think about QBs on day 2 or 3? We spoke about Hendon Hooker. I think, me and Wasted like him a lot. I don't know about Tanner McKee out of Stanford. If he's there in the 2nd or 3rd round, that's a guy that, I guess he's rising up a lot of guys' draft boards. Jake Haener, I think he'll be there in the later rounds. Not like when do you think Haener will be drafted? Maybe 5th or 6th round out of Fresno State?
Probably 6th, maybe even the 7th.
DTR as well out of UCLA. He might be there. I just don't think there's a guy that's there in the late in day 2 or day 3 that's going to be a guy in this draft that's going to be a future starting quarterback that gets it done at the next level. I don't think so. I don't.
You know what's funny? Andy, you haven't been on a lot lately. I remember what you were saying about AR-15, right?
You trying to shit on me for not making videos?
Nah, bro. I was just
and that's what it sounded like to me, bro. I'm gonna be real with you, bro.
Look, y'all don't gotta wonder how I feel about nothing. If I wanted to just say, yo, you being a fucking scrub, I would just say it. But I haven't had a chance to ask you this.
Yeah.
With AR-15, right? I know he's a supreme athlete. If you had the chance to get AR-15 or Lamar Jackson, which direction would you go? Because the thing with Lamar, I love Lamar Jackson, but the fact that he's been getting hit, his fucking, he's got injuries, and now you got to give draft compensation and pay him. Is a
Lamar Jackson 10 times out of 10, bro.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like how do you compare the league MVP to somebody who can't?
You don't even know.
Yeah.
But that's that quarterback of the future.
Yeah,
kind
but
of
my
that's
thing
the same
is,
thing.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be completely honest. I feel like the way that people think that an Aaron Rodgers will elevate this roster, I don't think so. I think Lamar would, and I think that Lamar would actually, what you're gonna pay him, it's not gonna be completely worth it because the market is fucking cracked out. It's gonna be way too much money, but you're gonna get a great return on your investment with Lamar. I mean, the dude was an MVP, man. Like, he didn't have shit to work with around him at all. He had a great defense, but your only fucking asset on offense was your tight end.
And it's the system, Andy. People keep complaining year in and year out. All these receivers are saying, y'all have no idea what's going on over here on the offensive side of the ball. Lamar would, I'm telling you, his career would extend if he played under Josh McDaniels because he would find a way to keep him more in that pocket, still utilize his legs. But Harbaugh just runs this dude to the ground, bro.
Yeah, but that's the thing that I don't get. Is that I don't think that he has the craziest arm strength, right? But with Lamar Jackson, though, it's like what you're getting out of him is that you don't have to design runs for you to make that use out of him. He makes those plays regardless. He is off script and he will make that play. And to try and say Richardson and Lamar, I mean, it's like, to me, it's a no-brainer.
I feel markedly different about this. I really do, because look, if I'm trading 2 first-round picks and I get Lamar and I'm guaranteed to get Lamar Jackson, yeah, I'm all for it.
Yeah,
I gotta give up 2 first-round picks and pay him.
Panthers want CJ Stroud. My bad, wasted. It just came out. It says that they want. Go ahead. My apologies.
But wasted been told you. Nah, but on the real, bro, I got a problem with that because the thing is that like Lamar Jackson wants a lot of money, and this team is not one guy away from winning. Now we got that ham no burger situation. Great offense, terrible defense.
At the same time, though, those 1-score games that you lost, you win those with Lamar, and you make extra plays with Lamar, dude. Like my thing is that you're saying, and you have to pay him. You also, with the other cases, that you got to trade up, and you have to hope that it works out. So there's still that, and to both sides, one is proven. One was the most dominant player in the league at one point, and he's played at a high level.
But there's a difference the last 2 years too.
You guys, let's do this. Baltimore is going to match whatever it is with Lamar Jackson anyway. It's a waste of time.
This metric applies to Aaron Rodgers as well, though. Like the thing about trading for these guys,
you already know how I felt about Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I would rather have Aaron Rodgers if it's cheaper, because it's not as much money, it's cheaper, and it's not in perpetuity, right? And also the thing about trading for a quarterback that's a star quarterback, bruh, that fucking contract is an albatross if he doesn't play well. And when you have a rookie, if it doesn't work out, you can still build a roster around a bad rookie quarterback.
Agreed.
Like, look what the Jets did with Zach Wilson.
Hey, no, look what the Niners did, bro.
Yes.
No, yes, you can. But the problem is that if you're talking about, look at the Niners don't have a pick for X amount of years.
No, but they went and got Trey Lance, then they got Jimmy G, and then Jimmy G, then they went and got, their young guy, Mr. Irrelevant.
But then you go out, and we're saying about with Anthony Richardson, let's not act like at this point with what happened today, if you want Anthony Richardson, you also have to trade up.
Yeah, you might not have to. You might not. He's such a raw prospect.
You got to go to 3, bro. You got to go to 3.
Yeah, but see, this is the thing. You're saying that, right?
He's on that high.
Look, you're saying that, right? But you have at 3, they're committed to Kyler Murray. Now, if 3 likes Jalen Carter or Will Anderson, and they don't want to trade,
the Cardinals aren't going quarterback. They're not going quarterback.
So I know, and you have a defensive-minded head coach. So he might be happy. He's like, dude, I get my version of what the number 1 pick in the draft is because I'm going defense.
Yeah.
2 quarterbacks are going before me. I get to pick the best defensive player on the board. That's the number 1 pick to me. That's great. I ain't going nowhere.
What is the top 7 picks?
Number 4. Now, where's number 4 at?
Real quick. Hey, Hammer, bring that list up. Let me get these supers in real quick. Yes. No. Colts are number 6, I believe, right?
No, Colts are 4.
The Colts are number 4.
All right, so it's Carolina, Houston, Arizona, Indy, Seattle, Detroit, and then us.
Detroit was 6.
Okay, Detroit, maybe, I don't know. Seattle is not getting a quarterback. They're going defense. Who was before them?
Indy's 4, and I'm still convinced Indy's going after Levis.
Arizona doesn't need one.
Yeah, Indianapolis is quarterback. Arizona is not quarterback, and the top 2 picks are quarterback. You may have Will Levis or Richardson. One of those guys are going to be there.
So,
Hey,
and
real
that's
quick.
and that's what I was saying. So you might not have to go anywhere to get AR-15.
Shout out to Allen. I like.
Oh, my bad. Keep on.
No, real quick, because he asked what we thought about the Purdue QB. For those who don't know, that's Aiden O'Connell. He actually just met up with the Detroit Lions as well. So I'm thinking that Detroit, don't get me wrong, everybody kind of does their due diligence, but Detroit will probably end up going to get a QB in the middle rounds, have them kind of groomed behind, their guy in Goff. But I'm not a fan of Aiden O'Connell. You know what, Alan? I'm going to bring Stu on here shortly, and he'll break down Aiden O'Connell, because he's a fan of him. He went to Purdue. That's his alma mater. So we'll definitely talk about that. Shout out to my brother Alan. But me personally, it's a no for Aiden on my end.
Here's my thing, really quick. I wanted to say this because what was it? Jalen Carter, right? You guys were talking about possibly trading up for Jalen Carter.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think any team trades up for him. He's gonna go where he goes.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's gonna. Everybody's so judgy and all this kind of stuff at this point. He's going to go where he goes. No team is going to say, I'm going to trade up. And the label is going to be, let's say if it was the Raiders, right? The Raiders trade up for Jalen Carter, the man that was just arrested, or the man that was all this. They're going to put that on him.
Prospect.
Yeah, they're going to put all of that on the person. The Raiders aren't going to want that. You just let go of your quarterback. You were horrible this last season. The Raiders don't want that extra noise. I like that. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I don't think
not the man.
I would love if he was there. If you said that Jalen Carter and Anthony Richardson and Devin Witherspoon were all there at 7, hey man, you I don't know, roll a dice at that point. You go with any of those guys, but I would rather Jalen Carter.
But let me interject, right? With Jalen Carter, right? You got a defensive-minded head coach with the Arizona Cardinals. The Arizona Cardinals need a presence up the middle. They've been trying to do that back in the days when they drafted Robert Kindiche. They've needed that there. They've needed that. Jalen Carter will go at number 3.
Ole Miss legend. I thought Mitchell was going to be the dude, bro.
Yeah, I did too. I thought the Mitchell was going to be. I thought we were going to take him, right? But
I know.
Look, you got a defensive-minded head coach that came from where? Where did this man just come from?
They came from Philly. I mean, what we talking about?
The Philadelphia Eagles. What did they do? They, at a premium, they needed defensive fucking tackles.
Yep.
They have a myriad of tackles. That guy is going to take Jalen Carter, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Mark my words. Because, look, everybody talks about people.
I can see that.
Shiny, happy, fucking, has to be a clean prospect. Look.
They just moved on from Marcus Golden, too, and he just had like 11 sacks a year ago. Yeah. So, like, they need defensive line help, period.
But, look, man, guys like that aren't choir boys.
Yeah.
Look, guys, look at me. Warren Sapp wasn't a choir boy. Lawrence Taylor is not a fucking choir boy, bro. Defensive players are not. They're crazy. And sometimes you just got to do it. Ronnie Lott cut his fucking pinky, the tip of his pinky off.
I seen it in person, bro. It was disgusting. I met him at a Sacramento Surge game in Sac. Bro, for those who don't know, it was like an arena, like football league and shit. And that shit looked crazy.
Ray Lewis is a little. Look, Ray Lewis is God fearing, and he.
But you got to be a little off, bro, to be.
Yeah, Ray Lewis is a little off, guys. Like, let's get in line here. Hey, I don't think that as good as that kid is, you'll be scared to take him at 3.
Real quick, you guys. We're coming up on an hour and a half. We're going to be live again in about 2 hours, breaking down the DBs in free agency. I gotta go. I promised my son I was gonna play some catch before that sun came down. So if y'all want to continue, y'all can. I'll just shake out of here. But if not, we can talk about this later on. Andy, are you free to talk tonight, or you got some stuff going on?
Yeah, I'll probably pop in for a bit.
The ambulators.
I hate to leave with like 800 people in the building, but I mean,
if y'all want to keep going for like another 10, 15 minutes, I'm fine with that.
Look. If I can't run the chat, if you leave, can I?
I think you can.
I think I can head out. I just can't end the broadcast. That's what sucks.
Oh my God!
We'll be back in 2 hours and 15 minutes.
We'll see y'all later, bro.
Yeah. I know we're kind of in that mode right now, but daddy duties, man, I got to do that. My son got the gloves on. He's sitting over here looking at me like, bro, what's up?
And you better watch SmackDown too.
Yo, Andy definitely has a date with those shades. Andy got a date. Yo. He got the Jeep washed.
There was 4 that came in this pack. So I was like,
Manny, they wouldn't give up anything for us, bro. That's your answer to your super, bro.
Yo, he said,
me in my prime, a 4th.
For me, nothing. You're not getting anything for Graphk. I'm not worth it, bro. Shout out to Martin. Real quick, we're gonna end it with this. Carolina moved up from 9-1, gave up 4 draft pieces and DJ Moore to go up there and get their guy, which it sounds as though it's going to be CJ Stroud out of Ohio State. So there you have it. We will be back, you guys, 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific time to break down the DBs. And we can revisit this too and talk about it. I have no cap on it later on tonight, but family first. I got to do my Dougie, man. Shout out to everybody in the building, man. Make sure, and my apologies, my brothers. I don't want to throw you guys off on the show.
No,
you already know.
You know what? We're coming back in 2 hours. We got to take a break. We got to take a pause for the cause.
Yeah.
You handle your business. We will be back like you never left.
There you go. Wipe them feet, you guys. Hit them thumbs up. Huh?
It's an intermission, man.
There you go. Hit them thumbs up. Subscribe to all the channels. We're out, man.
Sanctioned by the New Founding Fathers and America, a nation reborn. May God be with you all.